morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It is Saturday, July 9th, and I'm officially starting to vlog the Summer Splash Readathon. So I posted a TBR video, that's the last video on my channel, and I feel like since then, I have changed my TBR and changed my goals for this readathon like several times. And this is just how it is when I do a readathon. I feel like I look for other books that fit the prompt because once I set out to read certain books, the motivation to read them kind of dies. So it becomes a little difficult to complete a TBR when you're such a mood reader and you get new books in and you immediately want to read the books that you just purchased instead of the books that you put on your TBR. So that's my current predicament. And also, I've been battling the fact that I am in a reading slump, and I've been in a reading slump for a couple of weeks now. I keep picking up books and putting them down and not finishing them and struggling to get into books. And I feel like the last book that I really was invested in was Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. So here we are at the 9th of July, and no book has been completed. Well, one book has been completed, and that is The Two Gentlemen of Verona by Shakespeare. Of course. I read this play with my family in preparation for going to see a play next week. And so far, this is the only thing that has been completed in July. So the track record doesn't look too good, to be honest. I'm not sure about my TBR for this readathon, if I'm going to complete all the challenges, etc. So I've given myself permission to shift things around, to make myself more excited about it, to motivate me to do the prompts and to get it all done, because I feel like I need that motivation in order to get out of the reading slump. So just to give myself a boost of confidence, because I literally haven't achieved any of the prompts yet, I am going to put The Two Gentlemen of Verona as a buddy read, because technically I did finish it in July, and it was a buddy read because I was reading it with my mom and my brother. So I'm going to count that as a buddy read, just because I'm not sure if I'm going to get to Layla by Colleen Hoover. If I do, that's great. I will use that for the prompt, but if not, at least I have something. And as for the book I'm currently reading, I had hoped to finish this book before July started, but I just didn't finish it because, like I said, reading slump. It's not a bad book. I actually really like this book so far. It's just the motivation is not there. And I feel like when my brain is super occupied with other stuff, I just don't focus on reading. So this book did not get finished in June, but it is Acts of Desperation by Megan Nolan, a book that I said I was going to read for quite a long time. And here we are, I am reading it. I am 96 pages in, so progress is being made. But I decided I'm going to slot this into the prompt Hot Girl Summer, just because it is written by a woman and it's a book I'm currently reading and would like to finish. So hopefully I can just finish this book, and that way it'll fit into a prompt and I can also just complete a book for once, which hasn't happened in literally weeks. So sorry for the rambling rant kind of intro clip, but that's where I'm at with reading right now. But other than that, I have work later today, and before that, I am just going to work on some projects, try to read a little bit, make some food, and yeah, enjoy my Saturday. Okay, so I realized I didn't even share with you what book I was thinking of replacing some of the prompts with, the book that I was really excited about and I think will kind of motivate me to read, and that is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. I have not read anything by them before, but I've heard amazing things about their work, and this one just kind of caught my interest out of all of the books that they've written. This one seems the most interesting to me at the moment, so I'm going to give this one a try. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous book. Oh my goodness. I just think the title of this book and the cover is just stunning. I had to order this on Book Depository because I wanted this particular edition, because it's just gorgeous. So with that being said, I think I can use this book for several prompts. I can use it for Heat Waves, Spice It Up, Pride, and Branch Out. So most of these prompts were ones that I was going to slot 7 Days in June into, but I don't own that book, and the audiobook is like several weeks out on Libby. Not even just like 2 or 3 weeks out. It's like 14 weeks out on Libby, and I'm not sure that I'm going to get it in time. So I was hoping to find a book that I could slot into all those prompts if I don't get access to that book, because I don't really want to purchase it. I'm not sure if it's going to be super my jam. And at this point, I'm not even that inspired to read it, and I just got this one in the mail like at 9 o'clock last night. I found it on the porch. So I'm really, really inspired to read this, and I think if I can just read something that I just got and I'm super pumped about, I think that'll really help me with my reading slump. So this is what I'm going to try to slot into all of those prompts. And if I don't get to read In the Dream House, this fits Pride also. So I will be taking on yet another prompt with this book. And I think that's going to have to be the strategy with my current reading situation. I'm going to have to find books that I can slot into multiple prompts. That way I'm not completely overwhelmed by reading all these books for this challenge. So this is the one that I'm going to be reading probably next after I finish Acts of Desperation, and this should take care of quite a few prompts for me. So yeah. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, July 13th, and I had an unexpected day off today. I usually work on Wednesdays, but I have the day off today, and I figured it would be a good day to just stay home, get some reading done, get some projects done, filming, etc. So I figured I would just devote this day to trying to get some stuff done around the house. I did get the audiobook to Sharks in the Time of Saviors that I'm going to start as I am doing some cleaning and some other miscellaneous projects. I did start an art project yesterday, which is pretty awesome because I haven't made any art in literally months, probably 6 months. So I started a drawing, and it is in the beginning stages. I don't know if you're going to be able to see because it's really like just pencil. But it is a drawing of various coffee accoutrement. So yeah, it's definitely in the sketch stage. I still have to do quite a bit with it, but I'm hoping to continue working on that today with like the shading and stuff. Just because I am thinking about what art I'm going to be hanging up at the apartment once I move in with my fiance. And that is officially happening in November. I'm very excited about it. I have flights booked now, so it's officially happening after all this time. But I was just thinking, like, what art am I gonna hang up, and how am I gonna organize things, and all of that. Sorry, the lighting got a little weird, so I had to change angles, but basically one of the goals for the day is to start packing up / organizing and figuring out what I'm bringing in terms of my memorabilia things, scrapbooks, notebooks. I have a lot of just like random paper, art supplies, things like that. And it's a little bit all over the place. So I think I might work on some of that as I'm listening to my audiobook. So I have drawing and packing and cleaning to do while I am audiobooking. When I'm not audiobooking, I do have Acts of Desperation, which I am making my way through, but I'm at page 154, and there are 280 pages, so we're getting there. We're making progress. If I can finish this today, I'd be very happy, because I could start on a new book, and I feel like I've been reading this forever. So that is generally the plan for the day. I am going to finish my delicious cold brew that I have sitting over there, looking at me, calling my name, because I am not awake yet. And yeah, that is the plan. All right, so I've made some progress with the packing situation. It's only 2 boxes, so it doesn't look like much, but this entire area used to be packed with books and stuff, and I got rid of a ton of stuff, and then I packed 2 boxes. These are art books, and then under there are like some sketchbooks and various like art stuff, notebooks, etc. And then when we come over here, it's a bit of a mess, but it's definitely better than it was. This whole area was full of just bits and bobs and scrapbooking stuff and random papers and stuff. And now it's basically either things I'm currently still working on or stuff that I am not bringing with me. So that's some pretty decent progress. I've also managed to get a decent amount of shading done. Well, when you compare it to what needs to be done, it's not much, but I got the portafilter and the distributor done, and I'm pretty happy with how the shading looks. I'm really not sure why my lighting is so blue today. It's very odd. But while I was doing all of that work, I got quite a ways into Sharks in the Time of Saviors, well, the audiobook. I love the narration of that audiobook. At first, I was like unsure if I would love it, just because there are pretty strong accents throughout the audiobook. And I fell right into it immediately. I love the accents. I love the way it's read. I love how there's different voice actors for different characters. It's just amazing. But I am basically like 60% through, which is pretty decent. And I'm loving this book so far. And all of that has been done before 4 o'clock. So pretty decent progress, I would say. For the rest of the day, I may continue listening to this as I make myself some dinner. And maybe I'll actually read Acts of Desperation at some point. I don't know. I am just not the most motivated to do it, but honestly, I don't think I can do much more like art or anything because my hands are cramping just from like how much hand strength things I've been doing today. So probably just gonna relax a little bit, but it has been a very productive day. I'm very happy with the progress I've made today. And I may even finish this, maybe. I'm not gonna put that out there because then I'm not gonna be motivated to do it, but we'll see what happens. We still have lots of hours left in the day to work on this. So yeah, that's the update. So I realized I probably never explained the clip that you just saw. It was a few days ago, and I was up in the town of New Paltz, New York, and I was helping out some friends. They're opening a cafe there. So I've been going and helping out and visiting with them. And I brought my book, of course, and I was reading outside. It was a beautiful day. Getting to New Paltz is a trek for me, so I usually try to make a whole day of it because it takes quite a while to drive there. But yeah, it was a really fun day. I have been very busy with work, etc., realizing that I've gotten worse at vlogging as time has gone by instead of better, but I'm hoping that once I am in my own space, I will have an easier time filming and vlogging and all of that. But that being said, I have done some reading. I am at page 205 of Acts of Desperation, so getting there with this one, as you can see. Almost there. Right now, I think this is like a 3-star read for me, and mostly because it's like a less good version of Magma by Thora Hjöllefsdóttir, which was my favorite book of last year, and it definitely is reminiscent of that book. It's about an abusive relationship and a woman who struggles to know her worth and know what to do with herself in this relationship and in the rest of the world. And it just reminds me a lot of Magma, and Magma was so poignant and succinct and perfect and amazing, and this just isn't quite that good. And it is similar in premise and kind of plot lines. So it's just not hitting home with me as much as Magma did, because I kind of already have that like perfection of a novel in my head. So this is not quite living up to that for me. I'm hoping that I can finish this pretty soon because I really need to move on to a different book. I've been reading this for so long, like several weeks, and it usually doesn't take me that long to finish a novel, and this is not a long one, so hopefully I'll finish this one soon. I did finish Sharks in the Time of Saviors by Kawai Strong Washburn. I forget if I talked about this super much. I think I mentioned I was partway through it, but I did finish it on audio. I finished the whole thing in one day. It's like an 11-hour audiobook. I had it on 1.5 speed, and I finished it in the whole day that I was home. I freaking love this book. I initially gave it 4 stars, and I might bump it up to a 5. I haven't decided. I just found this to be super intriguing, and the premise is something that I never would have read about or never have read about before. So I think I needed that to kind of push me out of the reading slump that I've been in. And I ended up posting about this on my Instagram today. I haven't posted anything on my feed in quite a while. So I was very glad to have an excuse to post there and something to talk about. So I feel like when I'm not reading a ton, I don't have a lot to say, and I don't want to just post random crap that doesn't have to do with anything just to say I posted something. Like, I want my content to have value. So I'm really glad that I have a reason to post now. In other news, I did get a book in the mail, which I'm very excited about, and it is What I Know About Running Coffee Shops by Colin Harmon. And yeah, this was a book that was recommended by my friend who's opening the coffee shop. It seems super, super intriguing. If you don't know, or if you didn't know, I have worked at a coffee shop for about 1.5 years, and I am very, very interested in coffee science, the running of a coffee kind of business, the coffee industry at large, the kind of environment of a cafe and what kind of goes into making a good cafe environment. All of that is very interesting to me, and this book covers all of that and more. So I am going to be starting this one as if I need another book that I'm like partway through. But I do want to start this one. That leads me to one of the prompts that I wasn't sure how I was going to fill or if I was going to fill it. And I'm gonna end up retroactively filling this prompt, which is kind of great. It is, what is it called? Oh, it's I Like It Picasso, and it's make a piece of art inspired by a book. So because I have this book about running coffee shops, this piece of art that I already kind of showed you is gonna fill that prompt. This is the progress of the artwork. I just shaded this. This is a little shot glass of espresso, and I have my other shading. It looks so empty on this side because this isn't shaded yet, but that's how it's coming along. So I figured what better way to fulfill that prompt, because these items that I'm drawing are going to be featured in the book. So that works out very well. And I honestly don't think that I'm gonna have time or the will to do another artwork. So I think that's just gonna have to be the way that it goes. And I don't necessarily know if I'm going to finish this because it is quite a dense nonfiction situation. I doubt that I'm going to finish this in July, but I at least will fulfill that prompt. So that's good. As for prompts that I have filled so far, it's not a ton, but I will be able to fill quite a few with the next book that I read. So I'm hoping that if I at least do that one, I'll get a bingo, even if I don't fill the whole card out. A girl can try, right? So I did read a book with a friend. I did read a book with yellow on the cover, which was this one. I fulfilled the free space, of course. That was so much work. I did read a book featuring royalty. This was kind of my workaround with that. It features Hawaiian gods. So I figured that was close enough to that prompt. And that's pretty much it so far. So definitely not anywhere near hitting a bingo or completing the whole bingo card. But I'm trying my best. I'm making progress. I'm getting out of my reading slump. That's what matters. Have to remind myself that it's not always about 100%ing everything. Hello again. It is Tuesday, July 19th, and I am ready to fulfill a couple of prompts. I have The Giving Tree here by Shel Silverstein, which is going to be my childhood favorite book or childhood book prompt filling book, as well as the under 200 pages prompt and the read a book entirely outside prompt. So this is covering 3 prompts, and it is a very short book, and it is very, very hot right now outside, and I really don't want to be out here for long, so I am going to quickly zoom through reading this book so that I can check off those 3 prompts and give myself a boost of confidence in my prompt filling abilities. That is the plan. Let's read, because it is very hot and I'm already sweating. Okay, that took 3 minutes and 58 seconds with the clip of me talking included. Gotta love children's books. They really fly by, and you get to add a wonderful tally to your Goodreads challenge. And it only took 4 minutes, so I don't know, I feel a little bit bad doing that because it really doesn't take very long. But I did read a book, so technically it counts, right? Right. Alright, I'm gonna go inside. It's really, really hot. Hello, welcome back. It is Sunday, July 24th. I have not vlogged in several days because I don't know if you can hear it, but I've been sick. I had a bit of a cold, and yesterday I really couldn't speak whatsoever because my throat was just on fire. So I'm feeling a lot better today, but obviously I still have a little bit of congestion going on, so I apologize for that. But I have made a decent amount of progress. I actually posted a little update of my bingo card on my Instagram story today, and I was shocked at how good I'm actually doing. I was not expecting that at all. I did end up finishing Acts of Desperation. I don't remember if I talked about that at all, but I did finish that, and I was not super in love with it. I ended up giving it like 3 stars on Goodreads. I don't have a lot to say about Acts of Desperation. I felt like it kind of was contributing to the reading slump that I was in because I was trying to read it for so long. It didn't grab my attention in the way that I had hoped. It didn't have anything new and profound that I haven't heard before to say. There were lots of quotes that I found like relatable or fascinating or things like that. I did flag a lot of quotes throughout. But good quotes don't necessarily make a good book overall. And I think I've had to learn that over time because I keep rating books that have good quotes higher than I probably should, just because I did mark a lot of good quotes. But yeah, I gave Acts of Desperation 3 stars. I thought it was good but not great. And having Magma by Thora Hjöllefsdóttir in the back of my head, it just wasn't all that. But I did start You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, and it's been an interesting ride so far. I'm on page 120 out of 312, so we're getting there. I did not expect this to go in the direction that it's going. I kind of, from the blurb, thought this was going to be more soul-searching, and so far it's not as much a soul-searching book as I thought. It is and it isn't. I just expected this to be a little different than it is, and that's not the book's fault. It's kind of my fault for not, like, reading enough about what this book was about, because I thought it was going to be a much more personal soul-searching than it is about the character kind of sleeping with different men and trying to discover her sexuality and herself after this horrible thing that happened to her. And it's not a bad thing, it's just me trying to like retrain my expectations of what this book was going to be. I am enjoying this so far. I do like the writing. I like our main character. I think the author does a great job at kind of getting us to feel for our main character. My only issue with this is kind of subjective and personal, but I do wish that there was a little bit more time between her first fling and her second kind of relationship thing that's going on. Just because I feel like from a reader standpoint, it makes it a little bit difficult to get attached to whichever man she's interested in, and it makes it hard to kind of get attached to the romance or like be invested in the romance, because when you're kind of going from one to the next, you don't have time to like really get involved and get to know the different characters and the different dynamics of the different relationships. And maybe that's what the author was going for, because our main character isn't really getting fully involved, so we kind of are going along with her in the way that she's kind of seeing the men and the relationships. So it could be totally intentional, but as a reader and just personally, it's kind of hard for me to kind of get on board with that mentality or that style of writing the romances. So if you've read this, let me know if you felt a little bit like it was Whiplash. I'm feeling a little bit like it's Whiplash, but I do like the writing. I do like the character, our main character specifically. I like the main character's best friend a lot. I think she's awesome. I like the dynamic between the friends. That's something that I wasn't expecting to get out of this too, is really good best friend dynamics. So I like that a lot. Like I said, I am at page 120, so I have quite a bit left to go, but I made a pretty decent start on this, and once I get through this one, I will be very much almost done with all the prompts. But so far I do have one bingo, and that is read a book with a friend, read a book under 200 pages, watch a movie set on the beach, read one book entirely outside, and read a book with yellow on the cover. So I didn't talk about my watching a movie set on the beach yet. I just did that the other day when I wasn't feeling super good. I watched an old favorite, Nim's Island, and yes, it's an island, but they spend a bunch of time on the beach at this island. Most of the movie is set kind of on or around the beach. So I figured it counted, and it was a cute family movie that I watched with my family, and it was a lot of fun. So I definitely fulfilled that prompt. And then I think I've told you all the other ones I fulfilled, but basically I have a bingo and I almost have another bingo. And once I finish this book, I will have quite a few more prompts done, and I might get another bingo, we'll see. So I will update you a little bit more as I continue this / finish this. There are only a couple days left in the readathon. Since it's the 24th, we have until the 31st, so a week to complete the challenges. I don't know that I'm going to finish the entire bingo card, but at this point I'm confident that I'm gonna get at least 2 or 3 bingos, which is very exciting. So we shall see. I'm going to head out to get a quick lunch with a friend since I'm feeling a lot better, and I will talk to you later. Good morning, everyone. My hair is wet. I don't feel very good today, so welcome to this mess. But I did finish You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, I think 2 days ago. And I liked it. I gave it like 4 stars approximately, just because I felt like at the end it did kind of tighten up in terms of some of the things that I was concerned about or didn't feel like I had enough context with. I did feel like there were some more instances of more of the tough conversations and more of the grief aspects of the story that did come in at the end, and I think that helped me kind of feel the realism of the story more. I definitely still don't entirely get the quickness of the relationship progression and how all of that broke down, but I did write a very long and very in-depth review of some of my thoughts, and I posted that on Instagram yesterday, so that is out in the world, and I haven't written a full review like that in quite a while, just because of my reading slump and my sort of lack of consistency posting on social media lately. But I did post that, and yeah, I was very excited to have something to talk about in depth. So I did like the book. It wasn't like a 5-star. It wasn't like perfect, everything I could ever want, but I did have a lot of thoughts on it. And generally when I have a lot of thoughts, it's either very positive or very negative. There's not usually like in between. In other news, I've been having some computer trouble lately. I've gotten a blue screen quite a few times and Premiere is not working, so me putting up videos is just not viable right now, and I'm really frustrated by that because I feel like I'm finally at a point where I am filming more and I am putting more up on social media, and I'm just getting back into the groove, and being unable to edit or post my videos is a bit frustrating. But luckily, my dad is a software guy, my fiance is a hardware guy, so I have quite a few people who are able to help me through my computer crisis, because I know jack shit about computers. Hello, quick interjection from Editing Haley. It's 9 o'clock at night on August 9th, and I have Premiere again. I have been working on this goddamn video since maybe the 7th of July. I don't even remember at this point. I hate technology, I hate my computer, I hate everything, but I finally have Premiere because my lovely fiance sent me his laptop. Thank God that I have a man who is willing to do such a thing for me. So just needed to interject that because I'm so excited to be done working on this video. Back to present Haley. You might be able to tell in my voice that I'm still congested quite a bit from my little sickness situation that I had going on. I really thought that it was a 24-hour thing because the next day I felt kind of fine. But the past 3 days at work I've been like, wow, my body just hurts. So not the best health week for me overall, but we're getting there, we're getting better. As for the bingo card, I have officially completed bingo 1 direction, I think. I don't think I've made it to 2 yet, but I'm almost there. This is my bingo card currently. I did cross some stuff out. I don't know if you can see. So we are getting there. Yesterday I picked up a new read because I had finished You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, and I could have definitely picked up What I Know About Running Coffee Shops because I did use that for the I Like It Picasso prompt, but I don't necessarily think that there's any way I'm going to finish that book anytime soon, so I'm not going to be using that for like the books I'm finishing. I might not finish this either, probably I won't, but I can at least get started with it, and it is Life Sciences by Joyce Sorman. This was one of the ones that I had said I was going to choose between for the translated prompt, the summer vacation prompt, which is read a translated work. And yeah, so far it's pretty interesting. I'm only 8 pages in, so I don't have a ton to say about it. But I wanted to get started on this because it is something that fits the summer vacation prompt, but it also will translate into Women in Translation Month, which is August. So if I don't finish it this month, I can still use it for Whit Month in August. So killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. Today I'm going to a new restaurant in town, and that is going to fulfill the go somewhere in town you've never been or the get lost prompt. So I can definitely cross that off today. And when I finished Akwaeke Emeze's book, I was able to cross off Pride, Branch Out, Spice It Up. I think that's it for that one. Oh, actually, I will be able to get a bingo with Trackstar, which is participate in a reading sprint, because today, Allison Pages is taking over for the Summer Splash Instagram, and she is my favorite. She is such a queen, so I'm definitely going to be hopping on Instagram and doing the reading sprint with her if she's hosting it, and just following along in all of her takeover activities today. So hopefully I'll be able to cross off Trackstar, because today I'm literally just going to lunch and I don't have any other plans out in the world. So I'm hoping to really hit the reading and getting these challenges done, maybe working on my artwork a little more. I realize that this has been a very rambling and long kind of talking vlog. And like I said, I apologize for that, because I know that might not be the most interesting thing, but I also just feel like right now, while I'm still at home, I don't really want to like invade everyone's privacy and film the entire house all the time, just because it's not my space. Like, my room is my space, and if it looks stupid or if it's messy, then that's on me. But I don't want to like invade everyone else's privacy. So I kind of just vlog in here or outside. And yeah, I haven't really gone a whole lot of places that are vlog worthy. So I apologize for the kind of sitting and talking type of vlog, but I'm doing my best. I'm trying to get back into vlogging again. And I realize I shouldn't make a bunch of caveats for it, because here we are. I'm filming content. I'm doing fine. But imposter syndrome comes in and makes me feel like shit about my filming. So anyway, hopefully this vlog is somewhat interesting, and I hope that y'all are enjoying your Summer Splash reads if you are doing Summer Splash. And if you're not, I hope you're just enjoying your July reads, because we only have, where's my phone? We only have a couple more days left. It's the 28th, so we have like 3 days left, which is kind of crazy to think about. So we'll see how much I can finish. I am kind of a slow reader, so I don't know that I'm going to finish this in July, but like I said, it's okay, because I can just push that to August. And that is the situation today. I will update you later. Hello friends, it is Sunday, July 31st. It is almost the end of the day. I was at work all day, and I just wanted to take the last few rays of sunlight that we have today to just tell you my final stats for the readathon, my final achievements. So I did not complete the bingo card. As I had said before, I didn't think that was going to happen just with how many books I read and the prompts that I did. But I did get 2 bingos, which is pretty good. And I did fulfill a lot of the prompts. So let me just walk you through the books that I read first. I read Acts of Desperation by Megan Nolan. I read Sharks in the Time of Saviors by Kawhi Strong Washburn. I read The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. I read You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. And I read Two Gentlemen of Verona by William Shakespeare, of course. So those are my final books that I read. I did not finish Life Sciences. I didn't even get really past page 12. I did participate in a reading sprint though, which was very fun. But I did cross off all of the prompts that I did, so I'll just walk you through the prompts that I finished. I finished the Roots prompt, which was Read a Childhood Favorite. I finished the Get Lost prompt, which was Go Somewhere in Town You've Never Been. I did go to a restaurant and got a delicious curry that was incredible. I got that, and that was my little Get Lost prompt because it's right in the town that I live in. I finished the Heat Waves prompt, which is read a book set entirely in the summer. I finished Read a Book with a Friend. I finished Read a Book that is under 200 pages. Watch a movie set at the beach. Read a book entirely outside. Read a book with yellow on the cover. I finished Read a Book with a queer main character or author. I got Branch Out, which is to read from a genre you don't typically read. I got I Like It Picasso, make a piece of art inspired by a book. Even though I didn't actually start the book it was inspired by, but that wasn't part of the challenge necessarily. I finished Hot Girl Summer, which is read a book written by a woman, and Spice It Up, read a book by an author of color. And finally, I finished Sandcastle, read a book featuring royalty. So like I said, 2 bingos, a lot of prompts fulfilled with those, I think 5 books, if I can count correctly, that I read. Not the best reading month in terms of quantity of books read. 5 is not enough to reach my goals, my Goodreads goal in time, just looking at the larger picture. But 5 books is decent when your life is just very chaotic and busy and a lot of changes are happening. And I'm doing my best, y'all. I'm doing my best. But I did read 5 books and they were mostly pretty enjoyable, except for the Shakespeare one. I was not a fan of that one. So I had a lot of fun participating in the Summer Splash Readathon, and I hope that I can do another readathon soon, though I don't know if that's going to work with my schedule. But it's a lot of fun doing readathons. I like being a part of the community, and I love just like the idea of trying to read as much as you can and to make it fun to fit into these prompts. I just love it. So I was really glad to participate, even though, like I said, I didn't finish all the prompts or anything. But I had a lot of fun, I did my best, and I hope you guys had a great reading month in July. If you did the Summer Splash Readathon, let me know what challenges you fulfilled and what books you read. And if you didn't, just tell me what books you read in July anyway. And why not tell me what you're reading in August? I would love some inspiration for Women in Translation Month, because that's coming up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!